What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with the review for Sistas on BET. You guys, season number 5, I believe. Season 5, episode 8. The episode is titled Push to the Limit. So, before we go ahead and get into this review, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed to the channel yet, then what are we doing, you guys? Why are we going out on this date every single week? And I have to foot the bill at the end of it. Do me that favor. Stop doing it. Do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, you guys, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, you guys, let's discuss Sistas on BT, shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode, how do I feel about this episode? It wasn't bad. Actually, it really wasn't bad. It was not that bad to me. So the episode, we opened up where we left off last week with Jonah just slapping Danny, right? So Danny was like, I know you didn't slap me. He was like, yeah, bitch, I did slap you. So Danny was getting ready to run to the kitchen. Actually, before that, he spit on her. I was like, oh, that is nasty. Oh, that is the lowest thing in the world to do to somebody, right? So after he spit on her, she was like, I know he didn't. So she went to run toward the kitchen, I guess, to grab a knife, right? But he followed in behind her, tackled her to the ground. He told her, if it was anybody else, she would be unlived, which unfortunately he's telling her, he's right. Any other asshole would have taken Danny out. So he then makes Danny say, I'm sorry to him. Excuse you, little dick nigga? Say what? So he left out of Danny's apartment, right? So Danny followed in behind him, and she jumped on him, and he threw her to the ground, and there was a piece of wood on the ground, right? So Danny grabbed that piece of wood, and she said, "Oh, you want to hit me?" So Danny started beating the hell out of his ass, right? So then he ran toward his car, and when he ran toward the car, Danny busted the windows out the door. I'm like, okay, Danny, come on. So then after that, Danny wasn't even done. Danny got in her car, and she reversed that bitch, and she just vroom and just drove right into the T-bone his ass. I was like, okay, Danny, I was here for it, right? I was here for it. So then we see Karen. So Karen called up Andy, and she's telling Andy about the fact that Lisa called over Zach and Aaron, and your girl showed up as well. And she's like, she did. She's like, don't play like you don't know Andy. I was like, does Andy really know? Oh yeah, Andy does know because Fatima did tell her. I was about to say, Fatima didn't tell Andy nothing, but Fatima did tell her that Zach. Okay, so yeah, Andy did know, right? So then Karen is like, well, I'm going down to the salon, so I need to talk to you and the other girls. So get them together and come down. So, you know, um, Andy was very hesitant to, say anything. And she's like, what's going on? Is Danny still mad at me? She's like, no, Danny's not still mad at you. She almost spilled the beans about Sabrina being in jail. I don't know why y'all won't tell her that Sabrina's in jail. Well, she might work herself up in a tizzy. We're not Karen. Well, no, Karen ain't gonna work herself. Well, will Karen work herself up in a tizzy? Maybe. So, also, Karen wants for the girls to call her mother and tell her mom that, they're gonna take turns, watching Karen to make sure Karen is good, right? So, they hung up the phone, right? So after that, Lisa comes in and, she and Karen are talking and she's asking Karen how she's feeling. And Karen's like, I feel good, right? This is the first morning that I woke up and Zach wasn't on my mind. And her mom was like, well, that's a good thing. So you wake up doing that every morning? Yep. And I was like, oh, God, Karen, you're so desperate. So then Lisa brings up the situation that Fatima mentioned last week, right? About the, count 10 days from your last missed period or whatever she said. And Karen's like, I've done that. That's how I know that this baby is Zach's. Girl, are you sure? Because you slept. Now, if I got the timeline correct, I believe you slept with Aaron first. Then you and Zach had sex in the broom closet, right? I can't remember the timeline, but I know you slept with them around the same exact time. So how are you 100% positive it's Zach's baby? But okay, Karen, you're 4 weeks pregnant, girlfriend, but she believes it's Zach's. Why would you want this baby to be Zach's after the negative shit you said about Zach in last week's episode? I'm still stuck on stupid when it comes to that situation with Karen. Why do you want this baby to be Zach's baby so badly? If Zach is a piece of shit, basically. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Just thinking just thinking logically, it makes no sense. But I want to pause here and I want to move forward, you guys. Next up, you guys, we move over to Andy's apartment. So you guys remember in last week's episode that Gary went over to the apartment, right? After that bet with Hayden. And Gary spent the night. I was like, is this what we're doing? Why? And Andy is such a bird. I mean, if you take all of the good things that Gary has done for her, which is buy her a car and buy her this penthouse, and add that to all the terrible things that Gary has done to you, why would you want to? I get Gary might have good penis, but girl, you can find good penis anywhere. You can find that anywhere. I'm assuming. So I'm not understanding her, but okay, girlfriend. So she told Gary that she had to leave, right? And Gary's like, well, I can stay here until you get back. She's like, no, you're gonna go. So Gary says, well, let me go take a shower. She says, okay, go take a shower, Gary. So then Gary went to go take a shower. When he went to go take a shower, she got on the phone to call the judge that Madam suggested to her, right? So the judge didn't answer the phone, and then while she left the message for the woman, right? So then she went through Gary's jacket once again, and she's looking at these documents. I'm like, girl, didn't you just read that shit last night? So what's so different between last night and today, Andy? I'm puzzled. But okay, girl. Don't get caught. And you almost got caught. So then we move over to Zach and Fatima. So Zach has made breakfast for Fatima. And this scene with Zach and Fatima, it was actually very repetitive. So I'm going to kind of sum it up for you guys. So Zach asked Fatima was she still mad? She says no. He says, do you want to talk about it? She says no. He says, do you want to talk about Karen? She says no. So then he says, well, I want to talk about it. I'm like, Zach, why can't you just say that from the jump? I want to talk about it. You guys, I think we're finna get a repeated storyline. Well, not a repeat. I think we're finna get a repeat scene. I think we're about to get a repeat scene from Zatima. Because leave it in the comment section. You guys you can spoil it. I haven't finished it, but I already know what happened. But did Zach take Fatima out to a restaurant and propose to her? And Zatima, let me know in the comment section. I want to know that. I want to know that question. Because I don't know when I'm gonna go and finish Zatima. I really should go finish it. I only got 2 episodes left. But yeah, let me know in the comment section. Did Zach take Fatima out to a restaurant and propose to her? Because if he did, I think that they're literally about to repeat this scene, because he's telling Fatima that he wants to take her out to dinner and he has a surprise for her. I'm like, well, I know what that surprise is. You finna propose to her. But let me know in the comment section and we'll pause here and move forward. You guys, on top of me not liking Gary, I can't stand Hayden equally. So we see Hayden with his little troll ass walking into the office and he's all chipper, right? So then, what's his name? Robin comes in, right? So Robin's like, hey, Hayden, can you come to my office? Got to talk to you about something, right? So when they go to Robin's office, Robin shows him the email, and he's like, why are you showing me this? And Robin's like, well, because it came from you. And Hayden was like, no, it didn't. He's like, yes, it did, because I have a contact at the CIA, and they ran a check on it, and it came back to your IP address. I was like, you dumb ass motherfucker. Why don't you go somewhere where the Wi-Fi, where it's not your Wi-Fi, or it's send the email encrypted? Duh. Hayden's and then Hayden, Robin was like, this is your third strike. So if you do anything else, you're out, right? So Hayden is like, oh, you're not gonna fire me because I bring so much money and so much revenue to the company. Hayden, you little piece of shit, let me tell you something about corporations. They don't give a fuck how much money you bring into them. Once they're ready for you to go and they have enough to get rid of you, they're going to get rid of you. And they're going to keep your clients. Well, they might. Well, this is a well. No, they're gonna keep your clients because I know you. I'm pretty positive you probably signed a non-competing. So that means you can't take any clients that are under the firm and go away with. Because I'm pretty positive you probably signed a non-compete. So good luck with that, my little nigga. God, will somebody take that little nigga out? Somebody take that little nigga on out of here. Let's pause here and let's move forward, you guys. So next up we see Andy. So Andy is at work, right? So Robin saw her when Hayden left his office. So Robin went to Andy's office to talk to her. He's like, Andy, I need to talk to you. She's like, is it about business? He's like, no. She says, well, if it's not about business, then you and I have nothing to talk about. And I was like, exactly. This is the one time that I'm on Andy's side in this situation because Robin was damn fucking disrespectful to Andy. Now, granted, Andy, she has done some questionable things, right? We're not gonna sit here and pretend like Andy's an angel and Andy's innocent, but it was the way that Robin talked to her because, like I've said before, if the shoes were on the other foot, she was the boss, and he was dipping and doing with let's just say Fatima, this person, that person. Oh, he be the man, and then he doing it with Andy. Oh, baby, he be the man. But when the roles are reversed, when it's a woman, she's a slut, she's a whore, and she's a tramp. Double standard. So yeah, we're not gonna sit here and play like Andy has her faults, right? Andy uses her sexuality a lot. I don't have an issue with that, but I want her to use her brain because the thing that bothers me when it comes to Andy and the way that Tyler writes Andy is the fact that Andy's a lawyer, so she's supposed to be smart, right? But Andy does dumb things. She does a lot of dumb and questionable things. More specifically, Gary. And like the one thing that I don't like when it comes to Tyler, how he does Andy, is the way she dresses. I don't have a problem with a woman, having her cleavage out. There's nothing wrong with that. But in a professional setting, you're not gonna walk around with a deep V. You're not gonna walk around with a deep V, and that'd be my problem when it comes to Andy. That's my problem because Andy always I don't think I've ever saw an outfit from Andy where she doesn't have a deep plunging V in her breast. Like she always has a deep V. Just notice that about Andy. She always has a deep V, and I think that's what it is for me. Is that she's too sexualized. And I'm all about sexual. Damn, bitch. Shit. This is one of the reasons why I hate doing videos in the car sometimes. This bitch I heard her badass brakes screeching, and she's damn near touching this car. So Fatima came into the office to ask Andy what was that, and Andy says, shit, I don't know. If it ain't about business, I don't want to talk to him because he was disrespectful. So then Fatima tells Andy about her going over to Karen's house and how you were right about Lisa. She got Karen in check, right? And she was telling her about, them trying to find out about now they keep talking about an ultrasound. You can't find out who the father is by an ultrasound. I don't know what Tyler's writing with this. Now, there is a way to find out, about the baby. They can take, it's called amniocentesis. I know if I said it correctly, but they take some fluid from the amniotic sac and they test it. But now back when they first started doing that, it was an invasive thing where it could jeopardize the life of the mother and the baby, right? But I think they've gotten to the point where they've perfected it to where it doesn't hurt the mom or the baby, right? But they can take some fluid from the amniotic sac, they can test it, and then they can find out who the father is, right? So then Andy tells Fatima that, your cousin, her connect. I called them and they haven't responded back to me. So Fatima says, girl, say less. So she texts Madam. She was like, you'll be hearing something pretty soon. And eventually the judge did call Andy and told her she can go see Sabrina at 5 p.m. So then we see Hayden. So Hayden is in his office talking to Gary, telling Gary that, hey, I just talked to Robin, and, he tried me. Talking about, that he knows that I sent the email because he got a contact at the CIA. And Gary was like, yeah, his connects go that high. Yeah, you underestimated him, huh? So Gary was trying to talk Hayden down. I was like, oh my God, will y'all both go away? Like, I would love that if they both go away. And that's really all I got for them, you guys. So I'm going to pause here and we're going to wrap up the episode. So, you guys, I forgot to mention that Karen was talking to her mom earlier about she wanted to go to the salon. So Lisa's like, you can go for 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 90 minutes, 30 minutes. So they show up to the salon and Pam is there. Hey, Miss Lisa. Hey, Karen. Pam, the girl that plays Pam, her acting is atrocious. I'm so sorry. Beautiful girl, but her acting is horrible. So Pam is holding down the spot, right? So Elisa went away because she got a phone call, and Karen's talking to Pam, talking about, her mom is just driving her crazy and she needs her help, right? So Andy then came in, and Karen was like, where's Brina? Why did I call her Brina? I have never in my life heard anybody shorten Sabrina. Brina? I don't know no Brinas. All the Sabrinas that I know, they go by Sabrina. But hey, they call her Brina. Brina. Why not Bree? Why not Bree? That would make more sense than Brina. Where's Bree? I've never heard anybody. Let's move on. So she asked where, I'm gonna say Bree. She asked where Bree and Danny were, right? Andy says Bree couldn't make it, and Danny just didn't answer her phone. She says she's still mad at me. She says no, she's not. No, she ain't mad at you. So Lisa came back out and said that she got a call from the VA, so she's gonna go back to the VA. And Karen says that Andy, the girls, they said that they'll take turns, being with Karen, right? So she says, okay, I'm gonna leave, but I did call the accountant. Why did she call Aaron the accountant? He's a preacher. But okay, it is what it is, right? So Karen wasn't too happy about hearing her that she called Aaron, and they were like, did she really call him? She's like, I don't know, because if she did call him, he'd be blowing up my phone and her purse. They were like, what's wrong? She's like, my purse is vibrating. They started laughing. So then after that, we see Danny. So Danny went over to Danny went to Andy's office looking for Andy. So the receptionist told her that, she wasn't there. So she says, is Fatima here? She says, yes. So the receptionist called Fatima and she said, Danny is here for Andy. And she says, and I told her she's not here. So, and Fatima's like, did she ask for me? The girl said, no. I was like, bitch, yes, she did. She said, is Andy here? You said no. She said, is Fatima here? You said yes. You said, do you want me to call her? She said, yes. So then she says, well, she did ask for you after I told her that Andy wasn't here. So Fatima went and got Danny. Danny is visibly distraught, right? So Fatima came and took her to Andy's office, and she went outside to call Andy. As she's calling Andy, Andy's walking into the office. So they go into the office where Danny is, right? So Danny tells Andy that she needs a lawyer because she unlived him. That was quick. So did the car blow up or something? Because all we saw was Danny hit the car, Danny screamed, and that was it. Now she did slam into that motherfucker, right? She definitely slammed into that car, but you know what? It's Tyler Perry's world, and we're just living in it. Excuse me, y'all. But that's all I got for Sistas, you guys. Like I said, it wasn't a bad episode. It really wasn't a bad episode. Minus Gary and Hayden. Overall, it wasn't bad. But yeah. We'll see Sabrina next week, you guys. We'll see Sabrina next week. Are we going to see Maurice as well? Because, Tyler, we are 9 episodes in, and we have yet to see Maurice. I need to know that Maurice is okay. One saving grace about this episode, there was no Calvin and there was no Q. I'll take what I can get, right? I might not have been happy to see Hayden and Gary, but at least I don't, well, no. I can't stand them no more than I can stand Q. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought about the episode. You guys drop down in the comment section, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, you guys. Share the video. And until the next time, stay safe, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Be blessed, you guys. Wash your hands also. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. That piece of hair is just bothering me. Bye, guys.